In this UV Phone Sanitizer review, we first cover the myths about sanitizers, we'll take a look at our options, we check out how a UV phone sanitizer really works, finally, we discover what makes Ozenators such a bad choice. Myths about sanitizers and choosing the best cell phone sanitizer during the pandemic. UV cell phone sanitizer producers guarantee that our cell phone surfaces are swarmed with microorganisms. They resemble a petri dish, a hotbed for germs and infections. Are those cases valid and what ought to be done about them? In this survey, we will cover kinds of wireless sanitizers accessible on the cutting-edge market, we'll rank their adequacy, and pick the top gadgets. We'll uncover every bit of relevant information about such well-known producers, as Phone Soap, the brand that compares the dirtiness of cell phones to that of the rim of a toilet bowl. We'll get down to the smallest detail and examine whether their gadgets are as viable as advanced. How about we begin? For what reason is this so risky despite the fact that heaps of microorganisms are all over? Indeed, our body gets helpless against infections once they get inside our body through our nose, mouth, or eyes. The U.S. branch of Health and Human Services warns that there is a high possibility of getting influenza in the event that you contact your face with messy hands. The cleaner your hands are, the less possibility you have of getting your respiratory organs infected or getting diarrhea. Since such risky causative specialists as Staphylococcus aureus can possess your telephone's surface, the analysts even recommend that specialists limit the utilization of phones in clinical foundations. Phones should be clean so they don't become a source of pathogenic bacteria, of pathogenic microscopic organisms. How does a cell phone sanitizer really work? Most sanitizers use ultraviolet to combat germs. An UV telephone cleaner begins working either naturally or after you press a button that sets off sterilization. A little UV light inside the gadget influences and demolishes the microbe's DNA. The light turns off after 6 minutes, and you can take out your telephone from the gadget. A few items to note. It's essential to follow the client's guide with regards to purifying gadgets as they emanate extraordinary radiation, the frequency is 253 nanometers, that can't be utilized to dry nail clean or to tan as they will cause burning the skin. UV lamps of various power are used to clean water and have proven their effectiveness at the industrial level. However, it is much harder to attest to the quality of portable sanitizers. In general, ultraviolet is supposed to kill germs, but does a particular gadget work properly, or is the invisible cleaning a simple illusion? Columnists have endeavored to address this inquiry on various occasions. The Fox Carolina Group, for example, has directed an investigation in St. Francis's Hospital when the specialists treated different articles with an UV sanitizer and afterward thought about the contamination levels before and after cleaning with the help of a special luminometer. When cleaning with the assistance of an uncommon luminometer, it turned out that the sanitizing wand is not at all almighty, as it only reduced the level of cell phone bacteria from 432 to 400. Antiseptic wipes, on the other hand, reduced this number to 4. Pat Kopp, a lab representative, clarified that mechanical cleaning is required before utilizing a sanitizer that will eliminate the rest of the germs. In spite of its purifying properties, ultraviolet is only a supplement. Another scientific study and experiment conducted by Dr. J. Camo of McNeese State University situated in Lake Charles demonstrated the viability of the portable sanitizing wand against 3 sorts of pathogenic microbes. Nonetheless, it worked out that the sanitizer must be held as close as conceivable to an article to be clean. In any event, 10 seconds for best outcomes. Besides, the treated surface must be completely flat, as any niches, buttons or ports affect the quality of disinfection. Compact UV wands vs telephone sanitizers. When utilizing a UV light wand, you should be certain that you are inside the correct separation, while a sanitizer box guarantees the base separation between the leads and the item. Besides, cleaning your telephone in an enclosed space assists with accomplishing better results. The sterilization wand requires your interest as you have to grasp it and move it around the item. The wand is, thus, less helpful, however more flexible in light of the fact that it permits you to disinfect objects of any size, not simply your phone. What decisions ring a bell after this? Without a doubt, a portable sanitizing wand is just reasonable for understanding patient users. If you don't want to hold your device for a while, opt for a closed sterilizer that will automatically sanitize your phone and turn off afterwards. Make sure you're buying a real UV lamp, and not just a blue bulb. A very low price will signify the latter. What is so bad about ozonators really? Some manufacturers are cunning enough to sell ozonators as UV phone sanitizers. The blue lamp inside these devices simply mimic UV radiation. Just like real UV sanitizers, the treatment is about 5 minutes long, and lasts while the lamp is on. However, it is ozone and not ultraviolet that does the cleaning job. What's so bad about it? Well, highly concentrated ozone is extremely poisonous, and low concentrated substance is useless against bacteria and viruses. The United States Environmental Protection Agency warns, some data suggest that low levels of ozone may reduce airborne concentrations and inhibit the growth of some biological organisms while ozone is present, but ozone concentrations would have to be 5 to 10 times higher than public health standards allow before the ozone could decontaminate the air sufficiently to prevent survival and regeneration of the organisms once the ozone is removed. Dias, et al. 1983, Ford et al. 1997. In fact, the EPA warns us not to use ozone-generating devices as their effectiveness and safety cannot be guaranteed. This toxic gas is harmful for eyes, skin and respiratory organs. The Food and Drug Administration (FDA) requires ozone output of indoor medical devices to be no more than 0.05 ppm. It is unknown whether all brands comply with this requirement, so if you are looking for a cheap way to clean your phone, you'd better use a wet wipe rather than an ozonator. What to do instead? Go check out the link in the description below for a revolutionary solution. You won't want to miss out on this revolutionary gadget that houses 2 scientifically proven germicidal UVC bulbs that completely sanitize your entire phone, killing 99.99% of all bacteria and germs, keeping you and your family safe during this sanitary crisis. This is the solution we all have been waiting for, and it totally revolutionizes the way we are going to sanitize our dirty phones. Just like Pat Kopp and Dr. J. Camo of McNeese State University suggested a couple of slides above. Please make sure to watch part 2 of this mini-series where we finally take a look at the 7 best UV phone sanitizers from lowest to highest price. You should see part 2 pop up right here on the screen. Just click on it to continue.